Hello YouTube, we are back again once again to the world of the YouTube video web net. Yeah, just ignore the fact that it's been over a month since I've done my last video, and let's just move on from that. Yes, let's move on. Let's move on forever. Yeah. But today we are going to be making a logo. What really inspired me to do this was, you know, our previous logo video that did 1K views. By the way, thank you so much. I don't know how that happened, but thank you so much. That shouldn't have never happened in the first place. But today we're gonna be making a logo, but not just any kind of logo. We'll be making a different kind of logo this time. Today we'll be actually making an abstract logo. But let's not keep dilly-dallying. Let's just get started right away. All right. First things first. What I did was, well, what I'm doing now is, I don't know what I'm doing. I have zero clue what I'm gonna do. Did you guys think that E-I-E-I-O was gonna do this the old-fashioned way? Heck to the no. Instead, we're gonna do this in a different way. Today, I'm going to explore how I do my research on making something I totally don't understand. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you the story of how I learned how to make an abstract logo. Roll the intro. Wait, we don't have an intro? All right, first things first, I went on the intraweb.com and typed in, abstract logos to look up some references to help me figure out what I wanted to make, which is a good thing. I usually recommend it, but it didn't really help this time. So instead, I went on youtube.com and typed in how to actually make one, and I found some good videos. I especially found good videos by a creator called Will Patterson. Really good creator, by the way. I highly recommend it, especially if you're doing Adobe stuff. But we're doing this in Clip Studio, so this is obviously useless. But I did take some things from it. Anyway, now, what I learned is that there are 5 types of abstract logos while doing my research. Yes, my research. So, logo type number 1, symmetrical patterns. It's pretty much exactly what it is. It's pretty much when both sides are symmetrical, and it gives that pleasing look to the eye. Like, for example, a Pokeball. A Pokeball would be an example of a symmetrical pattern of, like, a logo, like, because, it's all even. That's a really decent example. Or, I don't know, like, just the M from McDonald's. That would be a good example as well. The second one is abstract lines. And this is art, okay? This is art. And those, they're just lines. Like, they're just lines that look pleasing. Pretty much. It's art. It's just art. That's the best way I can explain it. It's art. The third one is solid shapes. Don't know how to explain this one. I tried so hard, but in my fine line of looking at research, I couldn't find anything. So let's ignore that one. The third one is illustrated. The fourth one is illustrative, where essentially the logo creates an item or like an animal. Typically, it's an animal, using like probably a plethora of colors or shapes or whatnot. So I don't know what's a good example about this. I guess technically the Apple logo would be slightly considered that. I don't think it would be exactly, but hey, that's the best thing I could come up with. And finally, the fifth one. Sorry, not the. Did I say 6? Oh my gosh. The 5th one is multiple, which is the idea that you're using multiple of these ideas in one logo, which probably more fits the Apple logo with shapes and illustrative, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. But yeah, that's what I learned. And now, with my training arc complete, it was finally time to challenge the ultimate challenge. That's right, it's time to make an abstract logo. Let's go. Ha! You fool! You thought I wasn't gonna do a speed paint. Well, I am, sucker. But yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm initially doing here, I made the large box first of all, so that I would have a confined space to put it in, because Will Patterson's one of his videos recommended you do this, so you just, don't go past that space. Uh, so my idea was a pretty much a symmetrical heart, and in order to make that, I decided to on Clip Studio, I decided to use the figure tool, but instead of like actually using like the line tools and stuff like that for like the bumps of the heart, I decided to be like, hey yo, that ain't gonna cut it, chief. I'm gonna have to use the circle, two circles, and circle it myself. Now there are problems with this. By the way, there are major problems with this. For one, it's that it might not be completely symmetrical, which you will see later on that I try and fix that. Uh, so yeah. So essentially, I also tried to have empty space, since uh, it was also said that you want some empty space in there, and I was gonna have this all colored anyway. So few few things I learned. Few things I learned about abstract logo design. It's that, for one, you kind of want it to be pleasing if it's black and white. It's like normal art, right? You want the idea of good art typically is if it's good without it being colored, and the same works for logo design for the most part. Or I don't know, there are some logos that do require color, but they're rare in of itself. um, but for abstract logos, I heard that it's really good if they're the same color, like if they're like if they're black and white, like if they work with black and white. So yeah. I made a drip there to indicate my slime, my sliminess, my slimy greed, my pot of greed, if you will. Not really. I just wanted to say pot of greed. I love saying that word. Um, so I made it open with like the heart, like eaten up, and I decided to take use my PNG so I can get the colors for this. Make the inside of the heart darker. And I think it came out really well. Like, obviously it's not done yet, but it actually looks really good right now. I was actually shocked of how good it kind of looked, but now it's about time where I try and get rid of the basic line, because most logos I've seen, they didn't have like the black outline. They just had the straight up base colorization of the piece. So I decided to get rid of that. It was kind of hard here. I think this I could have done better, to be honest. This is when I truly noticed that there was actually issues with symmetrical parts. So I had to like go over it and try and fix it through there. And I think it came out okay. Like, it came out pretty symmetrical. One way you can test out if it's completely symmetrical is if you just duplicate it and turn it around. And if you see like a shift in the way it looks, then it's not symmetrical. And it did happen at one point here, so I had to figure out what was going on there. But it was an easy fix. Luckily, it could have ended up badly. And here I just tried to play around with it a bit more, but it's essentially done as of right now. I just played around a bit more, tried to see if I can like even it out, shave it out, using the stroke tool, because the stroke tool caused uneven lines, so you can notice like there's like unevenness in the lines. So I just made the stroke tool so I can delete the uneven lines. And yeah, essentially that's for the most part what I did. So now you can just enjoy the pleasing art of me finishing up this piece. All right, that concludes this video. Finally, after so long, we got a new video out. I'm actually really glad that we were able to do this. I was having such a writer's block that I couldn't produce anything. But hey, we're here now. Again, thank you guys so much for 1K views on that video. Did not expect that video to do well. I'm truly thankful. If you guys want to see more content from me on Twitch, I do live stream at least 3 times a week nowadays. No promises that it's going to be stagnant because I don't control my schedule most of the time, so I do apologize about that. But I typically try every other day. If not, I will try and do at least 3 times a week. Anyway, if you guys want to see more news about when things come out, go on my Twitter down below in the description, and also hit a subscribio and hit notifications whenever I do end up making a video once in a blue moon. I make literally anything I want on this channel. I'm a god on this channel. Anyway, again, thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. At the end of the day, I don't know. Pieces. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.